was in game number 2 with that Esmeralda. It's a little bit more manageable for Liquid. Comfort yet again. Yeah, we could be going to game number 4.
Yeah, it's going to look good here. I think for TLPH, this is a little bit of a better adjustment, but still, the way Falcons has been playing is what I want to take into consideration here. Even as we look at the index, it's going to favor them a little bit. And I think one of the big things for TLPH is they got to shut down Super Marco some way. So we're going to throw it over to the casters to take us into game number 3. Let's see what they have to say.
Liquid has the lock in. That's what I gotta say. If we want to see this go one more game and give the Cavalry what they came to see, then they have to make the most of this very good draft. I'll say that much. Welcome to the desk, folks. Please bear with us as we figure out exactly how to give the players the best experience competitively on stage so that they could entertain us to no end, to the best of their abilities. My name is Leo. We're here on desk with Rockhart and Brigida.
Yep.
Carl, a minute. We have to talk about this a minute. How do you feel about Liquid's draft?
Liquid's draft feels like it's trying to maximize still Carl Tizzy, right? That's Carl Tizzy having more freedom on the Hayabusa. Hayabusa has been consistently banned out against Liquid for a few of their games as well. So I feel like if they can really enable Carl Tizzy here, they might be on something. And again, it's a little bit different, but it's essentially the same as previous game anyways.
It's a good draft. I don't see it doing anything bad, nor it's failing on any fundamental level. Brigida, what can you say about Liquid's play? Because Naisu did mention Falcons is off the chain hook tonight. Is Liquid off? Are they the ones who are down?
We did observe a couple of times where it didn't feel like they were in sync as much. They weren't as coordinated as how you would expect the Liquid Stampede to operate whenever you watch them during the regular season. And it's probably also because they wanted to try out too many things. You know, for the first 2 games, they've been introducing some interesting approaches to playing the game. And I'm not entirely sure if it's working because they might have practiced this, but we don't see the value.
To put it into numbers, pre-game, holy, whoa, hold up. Ogwin, already popping the Revitalize, what?
That's early Revitalize being used by Ogwin, and Carl Tizzy doesn't really have any electrifying beats yet, so he's going to try to see if he can maybe fight Carl Tizzy without those shadows, those Ogi shadow kills.
All right, tranquilo, all right? Welcome to game number 3. Fight's just about to break out once again.
Everyone's low. Wow. Okay, hold on here. Yeah, they seem to be very at each other's throats at the very least.
Okay, a minute. Let's digest the emblems here and talk about why Liquid is so gung-ho to experiment. Sanji getting hit by few here, might be forced to go home. 37 unique heroes to 51 for Falcons.
Yep.
Suddenly, now you decide to experiment?
Right, and it's been Falcons who, like, even way back in the regular season, they were the ones to use the thumbs and all that, but they were quick to adjust back and go to their old ways if they feel like it's not working. And Team Liquid Philippines, that might be one good option for them considering the outcome of the entire situation right now. And that is what we're probably seeing with the way they draft, or in the way they drafted their lineup. Only that, again, Few might be another X factor here in the way he's gonna stop JP.
Yeah, those arrows hitting the targets properly, definitely big X factors here for Falcons. And they're able to just push back the rest of TLPH, at least for now. But JP doesn't really have the shortcut. I don't know why he's up on front here. Maybe just trying to see if he can tag Flap TZ. Flap TZ not on the Esmeralda this time. He's gonna have some firepower in the early game.
He's doing a great job at poking down JP. And there, they can just keep going at it.
Oh, it's actually Few who gets the turtle with collateral damage here. But that will result to a bit of a bad scruffle here for Falcons.
Oh.
Using the AoE just to push them back. That's Ogwin for you.
OG thrown in the way of Kyle TZ and the rest of Falcons. So Ogwin sacrificing himself for the sake of his cores.
Yeah.
I mean, they're happy with the turtle.
They
Seems
are,
to be.
but that's an exchange of 2 bodies. Flap TZ and Ogwin went down in the hands of Team Liquid Philippines, and 2 assists. 2 assists for Carl TZ. It's actually Sanji who got both of those kills, so this might be a good sign for them in the early game.
Oh, there you go, feathered airstrike. The last hit will actually connect into few there, which is a really good sign here for TLPH. 3-0 so far.
All right. So far, Liquid is pulling a clear man. They're clearing out all the dandruff, all the flakes, all the kinks of their gameplay, and I hate to say that it's coming at the cost of Falcons getting messy.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like Falcons are able to think through the way they approach the first objective fight, and this is probably Team Liquid Philippines remembering how it is to actually go for the objectives. The turtle control percentage, again, they're top 1 in terms of that, but we haven't seen as much in the past 2 games, but now we're seeing finally that same form from Team Liquid Philippines. They just have to keep this going.
Yep, an average of 1.97 turtles per game. Chalk it up to 2. So that means they're at least guaranteed 2 turtles per game, no matter who the matchup, compared to Falcons 1.67. So it's already weird that Falcons started off with that turtle take. Few got it off of a random trap pop. Another turtle spawning up top. How about this gold lane? It's not about this gold lane. How is Marco looking like at OHEB? Because OHEB's trying. I feel like series all along, always been trying.
He has been, but this is Super Marco, who ever since yesterday has been constantly getting the BBI rich guy on the Granger. You know, so I feel like he's way too comfortable with the way he's able to play the Granger, be it in the laning phase, be it in the latter portions of the game. And so Team Liquid Philippines, at least for now, they don't get to worry about that as much. And fortunately, Sanji is 3-0 on this Farsa, so they have ways to deal with that.
A little bit more time for those gold laners to get some items. Farm up, but for now, Turtle Dance. Falcons en masse here on site.
Oh, Sanford, I think they saw he already used the fist break, so that might be a bit of a go signal here for Falcons to keep the pressure going. We're gonna try to contest maybe here, and they're playing on the Zaman Force. Shortcut is also active.
Whoa.
Carl TZ is gonna be the one who takes the turtle alongside Ogwin.
Oh man, Liquid Philippines smelling any sign of weakness, cracking down, but this does leave Marco to push down bot.
Yep, more pressure coming in from Sanford. This time around, hitting those fist breaks, make sure that he's able to push back Falcons at least for now. And TLPH comes out on top, 1.4K gold lead.
It's different now that OHEB is finally able to join in. Of course, yes, at the expense of their tier 1 down bottom, but I feel like Team Liquid Philippines, they're happy with the way things are going. Sanji is really activated right now on the Farsa 301, 100% kill participation so far, and you can pretty much assure that they can create a lot more space compared to the past few games. And that's just by looking at Sanji, not even what JP can do with the chip. We haven't seen as much just yet.
They did call up OHEB for that turtle fight, so we expected it to be a one-on-one gold lane for them to just, you know, stay there, duel, but they called in the Baby Cakes. Baby Cake served it up. I'd reckon if they ride that wave,
yeah,
they could come back into this series, but we'll take it one step at a time. One more turtle spawning, lower quarter. That turret made up for down bottom, so it's a turret apiece, 6.5 minutes in. The fact that Carl TZ is playing more disciplined now is making all the difference.
It really is. I feel like they're able to just really get into focus, especially on Retribution, so they're getting the objectives at the very least. It's 1-for-1 though, so we'll see if they can maybe get more kills after this one, because that seems to be what they're really good at here. OHEB removed from the map before he can actually do anything in the team fight. There goes Carl TZ with that shadow kill, and it's going to be a 1-for-1.
There's not a world where that's worth it. Flap TZ for OHEB. I'm wondering, Brigitte, how was OHEB found there?
It does feel like they were trying to set something up. JP was already holding the brush, but Team Falcons, they didn't decide to go in that area, and instead they caught OHEB all alone, separated away from JP, and now they go for the turtle!
Yep, it's going to be a Carl TZ turtle, but the collapse is really strong. Basically, TLPH throwing everything but the kitchen sink.
And they got Kyle. They lost out on the turtle, but they got Kyle.
Okay, seems to be pretty worth it. They're getting ready to maybe dive in behind this turret. We're looking at Sanford. Is the fist break gonna come in? But no, it's shadow kill from Carl TZ first.
He finds Few solo, but the timing is off because there's no wave that they can convert for in that mid lane tier 1. They're gonna go for this purple steal though. Did he get it?
I think
he
he
did.
got it, yeah.
He retreated.
They're gonna settle with that. Oh, but Kyle TZ able to get information that there's someone around the orange buff. But this is indeed a very well-balanced performance we're seeing from Carl TZ. Just the right amount of discipline and aggression, and especially when he sees that Sanji is able to poke someone down really low, and that's something he's really capable of doing at this point. Also on the lethal ignition, so you could expect the amount of damage to be really felt by both you and Super Marco.
At this point, you have to look at where the attack is going to come from here if you are Falcons. You have to be very aware because you have to prepare for the fist break, right? Once the fist break comes in, you don't really have a lot of flickers to use, so you're going to have to walk. So look for the attack.
No flickers, no purifies. Everything that you're going to do to get out of Liquid's engagements is something proactive. You have to skill check your way out of a Liquid Stampede, which has been slowly been ramping up. You know, the wind up is there, we're seeing it. And it's coming off of the back of JP's controlled approach, off of Sanji's killer instincts, and of course Carl TZ's discipline. We're waiting for OEB to come online. It's a slow start for the Filipino sniper.
And it's nice to see that while they're waiting for that to happen, it's that they know they also have to take the necessary objectives. They've been taking away turrets from Team Falcons, and that hasn't been happening for the past few minutes, but JP is low!
JP is one tough cookie. Just now he's using the flicker after so many skills have actually been thrown at him.
He refused to use a shortcut. It's not time, he says. It's not time.
Not yet. Exactly.
Yep, Carl TZ already pushing up the waves up top, so that's a lot of pressure for Team Falcons, especially as they've already positioned themselves in the Lord the Lord fight that's about to happen here down bottom.
Okay, little known technicality here. I love how JP's using Chip's passive. He took a lot of damage and then walks away. Walks away for like 5 seconds like, guys, I'm back, I'm ready. He has a passive Guardian Helm.
The chips. He needs to eat the chips, and he can immediately get back and position himself for this upcoming objective. They also have to take note of the portal that's right next to the Lord, but Ogwen's watching it carefully, so JP cannot take advantage of that. They also put a trap, so they know fully well the capabilities of a chip, so they'll have to look for other angles if they want to start things up. But just the same, the counter punish is scary if you are Team Falcons.
Slow and steady the approach of these Titans are towards victory.
Oh, there you go.
A comeback for Liquid and a dominant finish for Falcons. So far, Liquid first to the scene here. Lord at half health, conceal.
Yeah, they're starting it up. They see the HP bars and they are getting ready. Wait a second, there's a shortcut behind them. Super Marco is removed by OHEM, but that's going to be gold for gold. What's the 4v4 going to look like here?
A Liquid split stampede. A kill squad sent over to Marco while the rest of Liquid go for the Lord. I was expecting the Lord to go to Falcons, but it was a calculated risk.
Yep. JP knew what he had to do. They were target locked onto Super Marco. And this kind of reminds me of the exact same scenario we saw earlier with the Lucas and
he got hit by the arrow. Luckily enough, just enough time to walk on out there. I guess the rest of Falcons weren't ready to capitalize, but man, the tanks, the frontliners here of TLPH are very, very durable.
They have to be. They have, not just mechanically, not just literally in game, but they have to understand that if we die, that gives more room for Falcons to come back. JP jumps in!
Speaking of coming back, it's going to be TLPH who are coming back by a shortcut here. But I don't know, it feels like it's a one-way trip. 40! There you go with a fist break, but Super Marco survives. AOG by Ogwen, and the dance is still going. And they're playing around with a Lord behind them. Sanji with a feathered airstrike, unstoppable kill on the flap.
Better late than never. A delayed feathered airstrike. Every salvo made count by Sanji.
And Carl TZ was able to use the Yogi Shadow Kill on the right targets too. They spent too much time trying to take down Sanford, who got to somehow dodge all the ultimates that were thrown at him, and now TLPH might go for the push.
It's a big nuke being thrown by Sanji here, and OHEB will go for the coup de grace. But oh my goodness, they actually took way more damage than they should have. Got killed by a turret, and this could be really, really bad for TL. It's 1 by 1. 3 go down for the Cavalry.
Kyle TZ swooping in like a birds of prey, taking down 40 and Sanji, the Sansan duo, out of commission.
Uh-oh.
As they have a wave and there are 20 seconds left before 3 members of Team Liquid Philippines come back. They're definitely going to take a base turret away with them. Carlteasy will do his best to defend though.
Nice clear.
Okay, he gets to clear the wave.
That's all he needs to do. JP's up on back. Looking for an opening, but nope, not going to be given here by Falcons.
Falcons don't know. So JP just waited there just in case. Because look, the rest of Liquid just respawned 2 seconds later. If Falcons stayed a little longer, JP would have come in.
Yeah, someone was going to go down there for sure.
Yep, they also probably sensed it, right? There are just sometimes when you say so alert, you see the eye trick, that there's probably someone who has vision of you in that area, so they just played it safe, went for the recall, and did not decide to engage any further, especially considering as there's 5 more seconds left before the next Lord actually spawns. So they have to fight for this, especially as they kind of balance out the map, but it's still Team Liquid Philippines who exposed their base turrets already.
So far, Liquid have a solid hold on the top half of the map. That's where the Lord is. Wait, that's a shortcut.
Shortcut. Big shortcut here on the jungle of Falcons. That's few going down. Where's the punchback though? Where is the revenge? It's Carlteasy going down. Shadow kill perfectly timed by Carlteasy. And JP will be able to survive with the immortality, but not for long. Super Marco still is back in some punch. OFDO dominating the gold lane opposition.
Baby Cakes is back! TLPH wiping out Falcons!
Sanford's gonna clear this minion as they slowly approach the mid lane. They have a wave. Few's gonna survive, but he's the only one who can defend.
There's gonna be a pretty fast blitz here for TLPH. Even Few can't stop it. We're going to game 4.
Finally, Liquid Philippines are on the board, 1-2. The other half of the Champions Arena come alive.
Still a do or die.